What's up, everybody, and welcome to Weekday Wagers live on a Monday afternoon. We're going to shake some things up here today as we continue on throughout looking ahead to the Super Bowl, but as well as the entire show. We're going to give you our plays off the bat, as we always will do from now on, kind of seeing how this works, trying to change up our mojo in a sense. But after that, we're going to go ahead and look into some of these games, whether it is the Super Bowl, whether it is the chat has some different things that they want us to dig into, whether it is a certain game, a certain sport. We're going to try to see if we can make you a little bit smarter, better, but also have some fun along the way. Maybe find some plays together. And then we'll, as always, we'll give you something at the very end of the show. And today it's all about lighting the lamp. But it was a great weekend. Nobody got into the saloon again, but the guy with me, he did not get in again. What up, Mark?
The streak is alive and very, very safe. I shouldn't say very safe. I missed it by one freaking leg. That's all it was. It was the Sabalenka to win in games, and she ended up losing the entire term, losing the final match. So that's the only one that hurt me. 3 out of 4.
Man,
but 3
Rachel,
out of 4 don't get you in.
How'd Rachel let us down?
Rachel?
Yeah, is that her name?
No.
Brittany?
No.
Amanda?
Sabalenka?
What's her first name?
Sabalenka.
Abby? Oh, her first name's Sabalenka.
No, I have no idea.
I bet it's Amanda or Abby. Ashley.
It is not.
It's probably it. I bet it is. Well, I couldn't bet it anyway. I couldn't find it. Just I was the same spot as Joe.
No, first of all, that's not the one he's talking about. Joe's talking about my darts play that did, by the way, cash on Friday, and I backed Rocky.
Rocky Maivia won his darts championship.
Rocky came in third in the championship tournament. So, yeah.
All right. Well, in the end of the day, I'm just happy that you didn't get in the saloon because I didn't get in again. And so I always want to be one step ahead of you, Marky Model. Why not? Let's keep it that way.
All right.
All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and look ahead to the Super Bowl as we dig into that, as well as there's a game that's starting here in the NBA very, very soon. We want to make sure we get in our plays, even though neither one, but I do have a special play on that because it's a little bonus play. I don't even have a graphic for it, but you know what? Who cares? We're going to do something different. But let's go ahead and hear from our guy, Seabass, as we get you our plays a little early.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Seabass, the only 5-star chef in the game. We all know sports betting is full of bad beats and tough calls, but when it comes to flavor, there's no second guessing. Bassett's Blends is the plus EV lock of every meal. We don't need a stinking model. Crafted with winning spices and bold taste, Bassett's Blends comes in 3 flavors, original, hot, and no salt, that's going to turn chicken, steak, vegetables, any dish into a can't-miss cover every night. With Bassett's Blends, there's no bad beats, no flavor fades, just guaranteed greatness. Check out the link right here where you can pick up your Bassett's Blends for a guaranteed lock every single night.
That's right. And this is a little tip of the hat to Ozzy. Instead of Mama, I'm Coming Home, little Mammoth, I'm Coming Home. And try not singing that song for the rest of your day. I'm taking the Utah Mammoth on the puck line at -1.5. You can get that at -105 in everybody's book, Joe. So you can even play on this one too. I love this spot for the Mammoth. And this is one of those spots where the scoreboard in the box scores from last week just don't tell us the entire story. Utah dropped 2 losses, and both of those losses came by a single goal, and they were against Carolina and Dallas. That's not poor play. That's not a team spiraling. That is fine margins against quality teams, and now they're back home, and that significantly matters simply because when they're playing at the Delta Center, they are a much better hockey team. They have been consistent all season long at home, and talking about consistent, they're getting consistent goaltending from Karel Vejmelka. No, that's not Superman's dad, but this guy has been a superhuman in the goal. He's provided consistency, and he has calmed things down and allowed the Utah to stay close in games and let their offense really get flowing. So when you're limiting shots the way the Utah's defense is, and you have a goalie in place like you do, we're not asking Utah to go out and just have an overwhelming game, something that they're not accustomed to. We're talking about them going out and beating a poor team and doing it by at least 2 goals. I love this spot for Utah at home.
Mammoth, I'm coming home. Oh, sorry. I was singing. Let's go ahead and look at this game that's happening right now because I can't get that Mammoth, I'm coming home song out of my head. I'm going to give you a little bit of an extra play. Is Sadiq Bey, and this game tips off in less than an hour. I love his 3-point line. It is a little juicy at -160 if you're going for 2. If you're going for 3, it looks like it's at +190. He's done this literally 4 out of the last 5 games. Sadiq Bey shooting the ball really well, but I really love his hits, runs, and RBIs. Oh my God. Points, rebounds, and assists over 25.5. It's at -110. All right, that's my bonus play. Let's look at Ty Jerome. He's just now coming back for the Grizzlies. He's only roughly playing 20 minutes a game, but you don't need many minutes to get up some shots. The Grizzlies suck, and they have been sucking the entire season. So why not get a player who is coming back from injury, first few games back, getting back into the offense? He's going to be the best player on the court. I don't even know if Jaren Jackson Jr. is going to be playing for the Grizzlies. So at that point, I like Ty Jerome to get some shots up, think about himself. And honestly, he had 7 3-point attempts last game. I expect him to get at least 5 again. 2 for 5 just sounds like it's doable for me. So I like our guy, Ty Jerome, to go ahead and cash those 2+ 3-pointers at +115. Mark, did I do well with my Fender?
Yeah. You just got to learn how to plug it in and actually play some notes on it. That's
this thing plugs in? Shoot. Goodness. All right. Well, we're going to continue on as I put that baby back up there. All right. Let's go ahead and let's look. I have some things in the chat because we're going to go off the rails. That's kind of what we do.
Ariana.
So it wasn't Amanda, but it was pretty close.
Yeah. Ariana Sabalenka.
Ariana, but there's not enough letters for Ariana. That Y has a lot of name that it's carrying.
It is carrying a lot.
It's carrying a lot. That's stupid. Why? I bet it's there's something special about it. It needs a squiggly above it or something. Aranya. All right, let's go to this one. You look like you're ready to go motorcycle riding to the grocery store.
First of all, I don't ride motorcycles. I have a fear of riding motorcycles. There's just the way that I drive is not conducive to not having a barrier of steel and other reinforcements around me. So do with that information what you will. But no,
if you're scared, say you're scared. All right, let's go ahead.
It's my Pink Floyd shirt.
I saw that. That's too much of you that we're seeing today. Let's go ahead and look through this NFL game that we have coming up on Sunday. By the way, I know we haven't talked about we briefly discussed playing a squares game. I just got in one from a friend that sent it over, and they do it. By the way, it's $25 a square, which is pretty expensive, right? But the way they do it is every score. So you get the extra point included, make it or miss it, depending on how it plays out. After the scoring drive is over, you pay out after that number. So every quarter you get paid out. Every score you get paid out. And so literally it is expensive, but it pays out so many times. Or if it's a very short game, that person that has that fourth quarter final gets to make up whatever is left over after every possible score. So you could have literally nothing left, or you could have everything possibly left except for the first 3 quarters. And so I thought that was interesting. But yes, that squares thing is pretty fun. You ever played like that?
I have not, although that sounds very interesting because literally that sets you up for the potential if your square just won on the last score because it hit that, and then the quarter ends or the second or the half ends, now you're getting paid twice.
Yep. It's crazy. You could literally hit multiple times. And because of the scores, and if it stays on touchdowns, if you got a 7 or a 4 or 0, you could keep racking up until maybe a field goal comes in. So there's a lot that plays in. And then for some odd reason, there's a field goal miss, or somebody goes for 2, chaos ensues at that point because the numbers are going to completely be manipulated. And so it's fun. I enjoyed it. It is definitely a different way of looking at it, but I've never played it like that. I thought I'd at least ask.
Yeah,
But
I've always played. It was always this. I guess it's pretty structured or
right.
all the way around. It's just on the quarters, halves.
Yeah, you definitely can clean up some big money, especially as Helen's son Calvo tells me. The spread's still 4.5. Over under 45.5. Not much has changed there. I don't see anything changing on that. But let's go ahead and look on the let's look at the visiting team in a sense, right?
Okay.
The Seattle Seahawks. Let's look at them and see if we can dig into how they're playing. So the way the Seattle team, from what I look at, you're talking about a Patriots defense that's pretty good, but realistically, you're going to have Sam Darnold throw for roughly 200 yards ish. His number's at 231.5. Do you think you have any look on Sam Darnold at all?
Yeah, I think. Look, if the Seahawks do win, it's going to be because Sam Darnold has a big game.
Yeah,
and I think it's a combination because they really do have a 1-2 punch with that passing and rushing game. I think Kenneth Walker is going to have a field day, and as goes Kenneth Walker, so goes Sam Darnold with the passing.
Okay. So you think they're tied together a little bit more?
Yes, I do.
And let us know what you think in the chats as well, because like Joe's saying, Patriots keep that game close. I agree, but we want to try to see if we can just dig into this. The same thing we're going to do with the game. So if you have a play you want us to look at or a game you want us to look at, a player prop or whatever, we'll dig into it. We're going to use Doink and maybe some other sites that we have at our disposal, but we like to kind of dig through these. And so I know a lot of people see the People's Parlay. This can kind of mold into that, especially as we keep going through these different sports. I think we look at these games, and honestly, a lot of you are just as smart as I am, if not probably smarter, more than likely. If you have a read on a game, let's talk through it. I'd love to be able to do that and make everybody smarter in this point. So Preston says a high number, but I'm laddering May's rush yards, especially with whatever likelihood his arm is actually hurt. Let's go ahead and look at his rush yards then. And that's the way we'll do this. I think this is a great way of starting off. And so we'll go ahead and look at Drake May. If I can go ahead and scroll down to find him here. Here we go. All right. So looking at his rush yards, he's got 65 in the last game versus Denver. And against the Chargers, he had 66. The game between that and Houston, he had 10. Has he played Seattle? No.
Yes, played Seattle. His line right now is at 37.5.
Yeah. So do you like that at all?
Yeah, I would lean over. I think that, look, whenever he has gone up against a solid defense, they have forced him to run, and he's already shown he's not afraid to get that ball and get outside the pocket and scramble for yards and do everything he can to really motivate that offense. I think that's a great look.
Does it worry you, though, that looks like Kyler Murray went for 41, 5 for 41. Jaden Daniels went 10 for 51. And those are the only two guys to ever go over 37.5 rushing yards this season.
Against Seattle, it doesn't scare me. I think that especially in the first quarter, I think that first possession for New England is where you see him really rack up the yards. Why? Because everybody is amped the hell up. The Seattle defense is going to be overplaying while their secondary is going to be fighting to stay in control and not get beat. That defensive line is going to be out for blood to kind of set the tone.
Yeah.
And I think that you can really use that, especially if you're looking at a Drake May rushing prop.
Right.
That's where you use that to your advantage.
I'm seeing that FanDuel has the best number, 36.5 at minus 110. It looks like DraftKings is 37.5 minus 112. And then you have 40 plus is plus 122. So if you're looking at 40 plus, 50 plus is plus 212.
Wow.
And I think that's the highest I would want to go on him. You can probably go to 60. That's what he did last game, plus 350. Opportunity. All right. So he says, Boom Boom says Seahawks allowed the 5th most rushing yards to the QBs. But I don't see that though. But when I'm looking at their stats, I haven't seen that. And maybe it's just because they're rushing for 20 there, 25 here, whatever, but nothing crazy. And then, like I said, only 2 people has gone over. And so I'm guessing it's just a culmination of everybody kind of has to get out of the pocket a little bit on them, but not tons. Maybe that's it. Does that worry you at all? Because the 5th most it's a big number.
Look, you're talking about the two best teams in the NFL to get to this point.
Yeah.
They've earned those titles. I think you can take the season stats, crumple them up, throw that garbage away, and focus on the game script as to how you see this thing playing out. And I think that's really how you should probably guide your wagers. If you think that Drake May and the Patriots are going to keep it close, it's going to be because Drake May is running for his life.
Okay.
If you think that the Seahawks are going to win and cover the 4.5, like I do, I see Sam Darnold having a big game, and that's where my focus is going, is on the Seahawks offense as opposed to the Patriots offense.
Well, I'm looking at here as the regular season stats, 17 games. It looks like the Seahawks gave up the 18th most. Yes, complete opposite, 18th most. That's what I was looking at. I was like, this isn't right. So yes, 18th most is what they gave up in the regular season. And so yes, that's why we're doing this. That's why we're going to look through this and have fun and challenge each other. And so by all means, it's okay to be wrong. I'm wrong almost every single day. So at that point, it's fine. But yes, I would love to keep looking at this. So Hunter Henry, big game. All right, let's look at Hunter Henry because I do like Hunter Henry, but how do the Seahawks play against that? And so let's go ahead and dig into how Hunter and Matt Collins is back. So Matt Collins being back, I think actually helps because it should open up even more because he does play a little bit more of that slot. So it should move around and give two different options kind of in that middle of the zone or their defense there. Do you like him? He only had 12 and 5 against Houston.
Yeah, that's the part that scares me is that I think what happens is, again, you start going down that game script. If you're playing Drake May to have a huge rushing day against the Seahawks, all that means is that the Seahawks are getting through that offensive line and May is having to scramble for his life. They're not doing designed rushing plays for Drake May.
Right.
Which means that a guy like Hunter Henry, who is maybe 4 or 5 yards off the line of scrimmage, is now, instead of a receiver, he's turning into a downfield blocker.
Right.
And so I think that's what we saw against Houston, and he didn't get the looks that he would normally get when Drake May has lots of time to throw the ball and pick him out specifically. That's the only thing that scares me about Hunter Henry and the tight ends for New England.
And that's what I'm looking at. Like the looks like they're the Seahawks give up the 6th most against the tight end position. So that's doable, 1,080 on the season. And so at that point, that's a good look. But everything changes, defensively, in my opinion, when it comes down to the playoffs, but also the Super Bowl. I do think that you're right because you have to almost pick one or the other. It could be some check downs that we get. And honestly, the line for Hunter Henry is 3.5 over under 3.5 receptions.
Yeah,
still getting 4 is a decent amount.
But think about, because I agree with what you just said. If he's scrambling, there's check down opportunities. But think about who those check downs are going to.
Right.
Ramondre Stevenson, Trevion Henderson. Those are the outlet guys. And that's instinctive for every quarterback. There's not, unless you're Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
You're not looking for, or you're looking at your tight end instead of your running backs for that check down. But I don't think that that's the way the Patriots have designed it to attack this Seahawks defense. And I really expect the running backs to be in that check down spots, which then again leaves Hunter Henry to be a downfield blocker in essence.
Yeah. So there's different ways you can attack it. And we can stay on the side of Trevion Henderson or Ramondre Stevenson and see like, hey, how does this look? Do they catch any passes? And how does it look for the Seahawks? Do they give up a lot? It honestly looks, if I had to just target anything, Ramondre is not catching a ton of passes, but he has done it in the past. But honestly, he only has 11 yards combined the last 2 games. And that's Ramondre Stevenson. Looks like Trevion Henderson. He's catching practically nothing. So is it just Ramondre only? Because it looks like Seattle does give up a good amount to the running back, receiving wise.
No, I just think that's part of, Vrabel's style, right? He's not using the running backs to augment the passing game. He uses the running backs to ram it right down your throat. And he's forcing defenses to choke into the middle and move up closer to the line to free up a passing game. Yeah. He's not using his running backs to augment it. So I think that that's a direct correlation between just his style and the amount of opportunities that they're getting to catch the ball.
Yeah, because Seattle does a decent job. They're very stingy. They're third best against the run from the running back, but they're also like give up the third most to receiving yards to the running back. So at that point, they want to play a stout run defense, but they're okay after 2-3 seconds allowing that check down to go to that running back, and then at that point they're trying to cover. So you can't play one or the other, and so that might be the way we look at this.
But I also think in this particular matchup, right, you're talking about two heavyweight fights with two very different styles. The Seahawks are playing into their strength with the rush defense. New England is going to lean on their rushing game to kind of keep their passing game viable, and they're going to be running out of obligation only, just because to keep that defense honest, to protect the run. Neither one of these teams is changing how they're approaching, this offensive kind of schematic. Here's what my offense does. You show up with your defense, and may the better half win.
And that's kind of how we're looking at it. All right, let's have some fun. We dig into that. We're going to keep digging in throughout the entire week as we keep looking at this. And I love that the chat is, throwing in their opinions or sharing, because that helps, break this all down.
Can I tell you this? I forgot even to tell you this before we came on. On Wednesday, we will have a very, very special guest joining Robbie and I on Wednesday. A gentleman by the name of Jared Smith.
Nice.
If you don't know, listen, head over to X and search him out. When I first got into sports betting, it was the YRFI, NRFI type stuff. He is phenomenal with some of his information regarding first inning props. But more importantly, he's going to be up on Super Bowl Row for the media. And we will be getting a kind of look in on what's happening there at the Super Bowl with Jared.
Nice. Yeah. Good get, man. Good get. All right. Well, we'll make sure we dig into everything that is the Super Bowl with Jared. I'll be in the chat as always, which will then move Robbie's radar, I would assume, from Wednesday. And I guess that can maybe go to Thursday. Is that what we're doing?
No, you have TV timeout. I'm not giving up Robbie's radar.
Oh, so you're keeping Jared and Robbie's radar.
We call that the lottery.
All right, we'll see what happens. I'd rather hear more from Jared and move Robbie's radar to Tuesday if we could figure something out. It is the Rob Dar, especially if I can't have any piece of it. But I know Seabass is not able to join us this Thursday. We're going to see how we can maneuver him, if we can move him around. So there will not be any Seabass for TV timeout. But we still wouldn't hear from Seabass if possible, but just kind of stay tuned for that. So we don't know which direction we're going to go, with Seabass and how we're going to go with that on the TV timeout side. But this was a fun traders. We're going to have to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it just yet, but it was a fun one. A lot that went into it. So make sure if you haven't checked it out, go ahead and check it out right now. All right. Well, we've already hit on our best bets. We even gave you a bonus that comes up in like 30 minutes. As well as digging through the game. Hopefully you enjoy this, because I want to get back to the basics of us having fun, but also digging through these games. There's going to be a lot of days where we're digging through baseball that's about to happen in 30 minutes. And there's so much that's going on. And so make sure that you stay tuned and share your opinion if you like it, don't like it, how we adjust and move on. But it's time to light the lamp, Mark. So let's go ahead and see what we got. I'm looking for all my Americans. What do we have here? We got Nathan McKinnon here for -115. Kirill the Thrill Kaprizov. Cole Caulfield, that he's my American. Don't touch him. Alex DeBrincat, I think. I don't know what his name is. +175. And then Soupy's guy, Brady T. Kachuk. Brady Kachuk +175. Where are you going there, Marcus?
I'm actually going off the board. And believe it or not, this is the first time I have ever gone off the board. So, yeah.
You literally make the thing. Just put the person on the board.
Yeah, I know. But then when I made the graphic, I was like, oh, I like that. And then I saw just who I'm going with, Rasmus Dahlin for the Buffalo Sabres.
Ooh.
That's why. Because here, full disclosure, I was going to take Brady Tkachuk simply because I think he's going to have a huge game against Pittsburgh. But I know your tendency to pick the Americans off the list. So you were going with the Tkachuk. One half of the Tkachuk brothers.
So you tried to steal him from me.
No, I left him for you. That's why I went with Rasmus Dahlin of the Buffalo Sabres, who's playing Florida. I think Buffalo goes in and tries to set the tone that they're a legitimate playoff team. And Dahlin has a huge game, especially since Florida is really, really generous when it comes to allowing defensive men to get off shots and score goals against them.
I don't believe you. I think what you're doing here, full disclosure, is the fact that you want to get Mr. Russia, whatever Rasmus Dahlin Russia guy is, and Brady Tkachuk.
He's Swedish.
Same thing. You're getting these two guys, and if for some reason Brady Tkachuk does score a goal, you can say, I have him too, but I gave him up for you so you could have him. I know what you're doing. I know how this works. You and the A-ball are the same, in my opinion.
No, if that was the case, I'd be in the saloon right now, but that's not the case. I was trying to do the right thing and say, hey, listen, I do like Brady Tkachuk to have a huge game, especially against Pittsburgh. I think that the Senators just got their goalie, Linus Ullmark, back, and they did win in his first game back. So it's going to be interesting to see whatever the fallout is from him returning to the team. But initially, it looks okay. I mean, they did come out and they did win, and they were very supportive of him defensively. So
whatever. I don't believe you. All right, let's look at these goals here. I want to see if I can find some kind of goal. Cole Caulfield, he's American, right?
Cole Caulfield, yes.
My American. Who are they playing? Do we know? Who does he play for?
Montreal Canadiens.
Oh, he's an American playing for the Canadiens. I knew it. All right, Montreal. All right, they're playing the Minnesota Wild, right?
Yeah.
Minnesota Wild.
Against Kirill the Thrill.
All right. The Grizzlies taking on Minnesota. My American. Cole Caulfield.
God, I hope he's American.
Dearly beloved, we're going over the plus 150 with a goal today. I love it. I feel good about Cole. Cole, he scored last time, I believe I picked him, or somebody picked him.
Yeah, he did. You're not even going to consult?
No. Who do I need to consult with? The stupid 8-ball? This dumb thing. I promise you. Let's laugh. Cole Caulfield scoring a goal against those Minnesota.
No, I don't want to ruin your night now.
Look, my sources say no. That makes this a winner. I promise you, zero chance that 8-ball gets another one right. My American, Cole Caulfield, will score.
There you go.
He should be on Team USA. Why is he not? It's probably because those Tkachuk boys need another spot. They probably have a little brother named Danny Tkachuk, and they need to have him on the team.
I think so. I think that was the big issue. It's Brady's brother Matthew, who just came back from being injured for the entire front half of this season.
I bet he's got dual citizenship.
And he made the American team, and that's been a little bit of the uproar of why Matthew Tkachuk got selected since he's been hurt and hasn't played all season over a guy like Cole Caulfield.
You think if the NHL was picking everybody out of a hat, and like not out of a hat, but like old school playground style, and there's Brady, Matt Tkachuk, and Cole Caulfield standing there, which three would get picked first?
You also have to throw in Jason Robertson of the Dallas Stars.
I don't need to talk him. I'm good right now.
Yeah, you do.
I'm saying just those
because those three
only.
You would, and I can only pick one. I'm picking Cole Caulfield.
Exactly. Why is he not on Team USA? It's not American.
No, he is American. They just didn't select him because
I think not very American.
It is when you look at the enterprise of it. in the name value.
Yeah.
Because that was a huge draw last year during the Four Nations face-off.
Right.
Was the Kachuk brothers playing on the same line, and it was the first time ever. I literally think that's what Team USA is buying into.
Yeah, and to back up your point, yes,
Yep.
Robertson and Caulfield should be on Team USA. I agree. Stupid. Not very American. All right. Well, let's finish this thing up. We have Boom Booms here saying the Preds money line, 2 hammers. He's coming with a cheese hammer. I like it. You who are they playing? There's no way. Like, I didn't think the Preds have won a game all year. Have they?
Yeah, who they play? They're playing the St. Louis Blues. So yeah, I really like the Preds.
Well, the Blues definitely haven't won a game all year. So
the Blues are horrible this year. They have 20
and 35.
Yeah.
Against the spread, I would assume, right? Got to be 20 and 35 against the spread. Nashville's 25 and 29 against the spread. My God.
But if you want a good look on that, I mean, let me just check the line. I don't know what the line is on.
-1.5 is the puck. Oh, that's Nashville's puck.
They're at -142.
Plus
You could play them you could play them to win in regulation. Nashville to win in regulation, and that's got to be. Where is it? At +110. And I would like that look better than the money line look. The money line right now is at -142.
Preds roll.
Yeah,
that's what I'm hearing in the streets because Trotsy's out of the building. Who the hell is?
Yeah, that's their coach.
Oh,
Nashville got. In fact, Robbie sent me that text earlier today and said, definitely something we want to dive into tomorrow. He has got his fingers on the pulse when it comes to the Nashville Predators. That, and he also, with this guy's name, Trotsy, the GM, I'm sorry, not the coach, but the GM had stepped down. And Rob has sat down and had a beer with this guy. So,
with the guy that's fired.
He stepped down, yes. He removed himself. It was a self-imposed firing.
Yeah, I'm out. That's what that's called. All right, well,
it's like Mike Tomlin, right?
I want to challenge. I know Robbie and Boom Boom's in the chat. We need one player to score a goal there in that game, and that's probably over at Just That Sports. I know, but I'm asking for one guy. Who is somebody that's scoring a goal tonight? I'm trying to look through some names and see if I recognize anybody because I have been to a hockey game or I guess some kind of a game. But yeah, you have Phil Forsberg. He's actually scored the last 2 games. Ryan O'Reilly. Ryan O'Reilly Auto Parts. Philip. Okay, so we got Robbie is saying Ryan O'Reilly, Philip Forsberg, Steve. I think it's Steve Stamkos. Yep. All right, we'll see. All right, those are all people that even Joe could play. Ryan O'Reilly.
There should be a ton of offense in that game, especially from the Pred side. Joel Hofer will be in goal for the Blues. He has been an absolute sieve in the net. So, yeah.
And why is it a revenge game for O'Reilly Auto Parts? I'm guessing he played in St. Louis. Look at that. I'm smarter than you are, and I don't even follow hockey other than my Ducks. This is ridiculous, Mark. You should be ashamed of yourself. Talk about a goalie fight from this weekend. That's what we should talk about.
Yeah, that was last night. The Stadium Series game between Tampa Bay and Boston.
I saw that.
Yeah.
A good goalie fight.
Dude, those are the best because you have to have if they don't meet in the middle, there is a goalie who's skating his ass off to get to you. That's going to be a grizzly bear fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just 2 big old grizzlies just going at it. Love it.
And if you're willing to skate that far, you're probably going to be the one to bust the other's tail. I guarantee it because you're not going that far knowing you're probably getting beaten up unless you're trying to catch him from behind.
That other goalie has a long time to watch you skate up there and letting all that just kind of cycle in his thoughts like, uh-oh. This isn't good.
Is there any chance the goalie would go around the other side of the goal and be like, bro, I'm good. And then he comes back around. You're like, all right, I'm going on the other side.
Just squirt him with this water bottle.
We're not doing this. I'm out.
You can't at that point. You can't. You've got to go.
No, Yeah, you're getting called out. It's time to man up. I
Oh,
like it. All right. We'll see.
I
Thanks for
love
putting that in the chat. I appreciate that because I love a good goalie fight. All right, well, that's all we got today. We're gonna keep breaking these things down, especially the all of the Super Bowl that we have, as well as digging in, with guests like Jared Smith, as well as the TV timeout on Thursday. Robbie's radar will either be Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. We do not know, but we know the game. Maybe Robbie can start working on these things. Get us some guys that we're paying attention to. So don't be surprised if you accidentally see it tomorrow. But that's all we got. For Mark, I'm DG. Thank you all for being a part of this show with us. Hopefully you're enjoying it as we break down and dig into these games and these different sports. But we'll see you all tomorrow.